It has been 93 days since I was scammed by Aunt Tony. I can't sleep at night thinking about it. I train hard for the day I'd meet him face to face like a man. I did curls for the girls. I did push press to impress.
All right, day 90.
But then one day, everything changed.
I got my first shipment from Harry's. Shaving is kind of just a part of any alpha male's day. You just gotta do it. But the stupidest part about shaving is literally when you cut yourself like 16 different times on your neck and whatever. Plus other razors are literally just so expensive to refill. Harry's is a personal care brand that has reinvented the way you shave, helping you to shave in a premium, hassle-free way. They also support great causes by giving 1% of their global sales to nonprofit organizations that provide mental health care to men in need. So there's a couple things that I like about my new Harry's razor. The first one is being the weighted handle. Normally on razors, this is the heaviest part and it's just like super light, but you guys can see the weighted handle actually feels really nice. And I mean, the blade is just really nice. There's actually one up here too that you can kind of just like trim like the hard to reach places. And to be honest, I had never used shaving gel before, but after using this, definitely not going back. And another one of my favorite things about Harry's is it's just a subscription-based thing, so you don't have to like run out and then be like, ah, crap, I gotta go to a store and get more. You just figure out what kind of schedule you need your razors, and they literally deliver it to you in that schedule. And so it's super easy. And it's still the same low price of only $2 each. And you can get your trial set for only $3. Or if you're not gonna use it personally, think about like your dad for Christmas or like somebody who could use it. There's lots of gifting options available on their website as well. Honestly, the trial set deal that they currently have on the website is pretty dang good, and you'd be supporting my channel by signing up. So definitely go check them out, harrys.com/theinja. You won't be disappointed. But what do you say, we go check out that old scam car? This is a 2020 Chinese electric scam car. It belongs to the owner of this fine home who purchased it for $31,000. Today I'm going to show you around this car with all its unique quirks and features, and then I'm going to drive it. Starting with the exterior of this car, it is pretty small. It's really not that big. The tire size is about as big as my hand, which is about 9 inches. And coming over here, you guys can see that the mirrors are probably the best feature on the car, and they're really not that great. They kind of don't even stay on the car. If you zoom the camera in right here, you can see the panel gaps are actually almost as bad as a Tesla. The interior of this car is actually nothing different, and it clearly doesn't have automotive hinges on this door. And because of that, you guys can clearly see here, it doesn't seal out water at all. The best part about this interior is how big it is. There's room for plenty of activities, even if you're on the passenger side. The radio actually does work, but it's so bad that I didn't even get copy striked on YouTube when I had the radio playing for half of a video. You can see here the toggle switches between reverse, which turns on a rear view camera, neutral, and drive. Air conditioning does nothing, it's not even wired in. And you can see how great the panels are on this car. They're just very high quality. The PTC button, which I have no clue what that is, doesn't do anything either. Oh boy. That's the fan, but it's not doing anything. And it sounds like this thing's gonna explode. Let's turn that off. I do know, however, the cigarette lighter does work. Not the easiest to get in and out of, but this car does also come equipped with windshield wipers. Well, just one, actually. And turn signals. And something that this won't switch to. This car also is a reverse Lexus, by the way. So it's even better. The horn works. As far as modern conveniences go, I rate this car a 0. This car is also very spacious. It is a 5-seater, fits 5 comfortably, and it's made up of some of the best material I have ever seen. There's no seam splitting, nothing sketchy at all happening here, and the whole car is just rock solid. Oh yeah, you can't move that thing. This car, being $31,000, is equipped with carbon fiber accents all over it. It's a wonderful touch. For the price you're paying, I think you definitely deserve some carbon fiber. all about weight reduction because top speed on this thing is like 10 miles per hour. There are absolutely no wires showing at all in the interior, which is great. Very well put together, very well buttoned up car. This being a supercar, I have to be critical. The ride quality is bad, but not awful. The suspension seems to do mildly well over large bumps, and very poorly, actually, for all of it, never mind. Now having driven it, it is time to give this car a thug score. Starting off with the exterior, it's very stylish, very sleek, very modern. I really like it. The materials are decent, but not great. For that reason, I give this a 0. The interior is very spacious, materials are great, carbon fiber accents, everything's perfectly stitched together, very well assembled vehicle. For that reason, I give it a 0. For the weekend score, having driven this car extensively, I also give it a 0. In my opinion, the ride quality of this car is where it redeems itself. The suspension is actually significantly better than you'd expect for a $31,000 supercar. It's planted, it's solid like a rock. I mean, nothing, literally nothing can move this thing. For that reason, I give it a 2. Which puts it ahead of the Audi R8, Porsche 911 Boxster, and the Ferrari 458 for a total thug score of 2. All right, well that was fun, but definitely in all seriousness, you guys know this video is me trying to figure out if we can actually upgrade this thing because there's really not much more I can do with it. And it's, you know, it's just a golf cart. And so we gotta do something fun with it and make it into something I can actually use and something that'll be even more fun in the future. Most of you guys know we are finishing up a electric CB750 in that garage, but this project is definitely going to be coming up very soon. And so today I think I might as well see what we can do with it. So I definitely want to get a list of the parts that are on it so we can know what we can change it out to and what we can actually do with this car. My initial thought, of course, is turning it into like a dune buggy kind of thing, like an off-roader, get it some like mudding tires, maybe chop it up a little bit, put like a roll cage on it with some like light bars and stuff. That would be pretty sweet. So I need to just take an inventory of the parts that are actually on it, what we can do with it, if we can upgrade the motor, if we can upgrade the suspension and tires, and just look at basically what's on the car so we know what we can swap out and what we can't. Because I think that's really going to determine how the build turns out and what we do with it. So let's get started. All right, so we have a 4-lug wheel, and how golf cart wheels are measured are literally like this. 18 inches are what these are. The rim size is 10.5 inches. That's about the size of your standard like golf cart wheel. So the thing about these tires is they're so narrow though. So we'll definitely thicken them up a little bit if anything else. So let's see what the chassis looks like underneath. Honestly, kind of just like a standard like go-kart, golf cart kind of frame here. Nothing special at all. Suspension, nothing crazy up front. Let's come around to the back and see what the motor and axle looks like. So there's the motor right there, and there's the rear axle. The brakes, the disc brakes are on the wheels themselves. A lot of go-kart and golf cart frames axles have the brake actually just one in, like, you know, in the middle. So the motor sticks off 6 inches from the axle. The motor itself is approximately 5¼ inches across, about 5.5 top to bottom, so about 9 inches with the shaft coming off at about 9 inches. I think Lord Kurt and I checked a couple weeks ago, just a quick search to see if we could swap this out, and we couldn't find anything just immediately. So let me do some more in-depth research on this, and we'll do that later. All right, so there's the suspension. It's just a universal, really cheap shock. You guys can see here the controller. Nothing crazy, pretty standard controller there. We do have 2 lead acid batteries, making this what they claim a 64-volt system. So if anything, if we're gonna upgrade this thing to any decent performance, it's gonna have to get some upgrades on those batteries for sure. Oh, and something I forgot to tell you guys is the charger isn't charging the car. I don't know if it's a charger problem or a car problem, but the charger will not charge it. They sent me a Chinese one, because why would they send me a US one, right? But anyway, the car doesn't charge. The gauge of the car as well doesn't read the charge correct either. I drove this thing around several miles for quite a length of time for the top speed and range test, and it still says, even if you turn it on right now, 62.5 volts. So it doesn't read the battery voltage correctly either. So Something in the car is a little screwy, and honestly it's going to need basically a whole upgrade if we're going to have any kind of usable fun with it. So there's that. So definitely battery, controller. If we change the motor and batteries, we're going to probably need a new one of those as well. We might need a rear axle. We might have to swap it if the motor is not going to fit. So as far as the interior goes, I mean, I'm planning on just keeping it kind of as it is. What we might do though, besides painting it of course, is definitely cut out the wheel wells if we're gonna get bigger and thicker tires. That's definitely upgrade number one, if anything. We might also turn it into like a straight up dune buggy thing, as cool as it is to have it enclosed. I mean, we can chop this whole thing up and put like a roll cage on it, like a freaking nice dune buggy. Kind of like a Polaris kind of thing. So I'm just taking some pictures of it real quick so I can do a Photoshop rendering as well this video. So today is basically the day where I'm trying to figure out, like, what do we even do with the Chinese scam car? The car itself would be cool if I lived on like an estate and stuff and I could literally just drive it around as like a kind of like get around car. Like, I just don't use it very often here. I mean, I'm in the city and it kind of just sits behind the house and collects dust most of the time. So if I can make it into something that's actually a hoot to drive around, that would definitely be ideal. Instead of doing like a full drivetrain improvement right now, I just want to get it to a point where it doesn't suck and it's not pink and it actually looks like a pretty cool vehicle. I'm thinking like a Polaris, like dune buggy kind of style. But to get it to that point, to make it into like a dune buggy and whatnot, first of all, we're basically taking it from a golf cart to an off-road vehicle, basically. And to do that, what we're gonna need definitely is bigger tires, first of all. So that's definitely the first upgrade. You could probably get 4 lug to 5 lug conversion kits online. This is performance wheel adapters. I had never heard of them, but looks like they are one of the few who sell these, but they do sell them. $300 will get me a set, basically a golf cart to standard wheel conversion for like car wheels and whatnot. But first of all, of course, I have to figure out if we have enough room on the frame of the car to actually run full-size wheels. So that's a consideration, but right now, I really like the thought of converting it into full-size wheels where we can get literally off-roading tires and whatnot for this build. Now, the motor, I will say, of the golf cart right now probably wouldn't handle like huge old fat tires. I think it might. It would definitely, it might not climb up super steep hills and stuff, but I mean, it would definitely run full-size tires. So I'm thinking we just upgrade to 5 lug wheels and then I can choose what size rims because they sell them really small, or you can go up to some freaking fat rough country off-road rims, you know, for like huge tires. So that's definitely, I think, the game plan for wheels. I'll try to find a easy conversion method from the 4 lug to the 5 lug, see what we can do. I definitely will have to take measurements before we decide though for the wheel wells, see if they'll even fit. But honestly, I'm just thinking we throw some spacers in there, freaking like 6-inch spacers, get it off the car a little bit. I think it'll work. So moving on, definitely paint scheme. What I'm thinking for this, at least for now, I kind of do like it enclosed, and it's winter right now. It's just becoming the raining season, so it's gonna be raining for the next 4 or 5 months. I kind of am digging the enclosed car feel, even though it doesn't really keep the rain out, at least it doesn't go directly into the car. So for now, I'll probably just paint the entire thing some kind of really beastly looking color, like a matte or satin black, or I don't know, some other color. You guys know me. I mean, you know the color schemes I like, but probably something like that. So we'll get some fatty tires. We'll get a fresh paint job, rims on eBay, and there's some decent options. Definitely the cheapest option, AliExpress, would be where I go if I were to buy them new from somewhere. But I was looking at Marketplace, and honestly, you can get them from dirt cheap, with tires and everything. Remember, these aren't with tires. This is just the rims, so you have to pay another couple $100 at least for the cheapest set of tires to put on them. But here, 70 bucks, I can get all these rims and tires right here, they look totally fine. A little bit of paint on them and whatnot, they'd be fine. They wouldn't look amazing, but I'm not trying to pimp out this scam car like all crazy. It's gonna be an off-road build, so it doesn't have to be like that crazy. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Facebook Marketplace has all kinds of good stuff on it. Like there's sets of rims, 20-inch rims here, a set for $300 with the tires and everything. Okay, so this is what 18-inch car wheels would look like right here. This is to scale, 18-inch car wheels. We'll get some spacers and put them a little farther out, and I think it might just work. All right, so as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna leave you guys the time lapse of the screen record. I don't see any reason why I would need to keep this camera rolling, so enjoy the time lapse, guys. Thanks for being here. All right, so here we are, before, after, before, after. That's hilarious. I think it'd be fun to have a little car like that. Like, it's cool for what it is. I definitely didn't want it in the first place, but it would be cool to make it into something actually cool like that. The only thing that I forgot to do on this Photoshop is what would have actually happened if I put larger wheels on would actually lift the car up a little bit. I had sized the wheels how I wanted them and kind of stuck them in there, but it would have actually lifted the car up a little bit, so it would have more ground clearance than that if I put significantly larger rims on it. I think it would be a fairly minimal budget for this thing. So I think we might as well start with that and then just move forward from there. You know, after we do it, if we need to upgrade the motor, which we may, then we do that once this is done, you know, and then see how the motor and all the components actually handle it. I think that's a great start. So I think starting out with this would be a great first step, at least. See if we did want to make it insane from there. We do have a CB750 engine sitting around, so we could like gas convert it. That engine is spitting out like 50 ponies or something, so it would definitely be a quick car if we did convert it with a CB750 engine. There is that option. But I think for now, this is a great start. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna post this on Instagram. You guys definitely go check it out. Hopefully it gets so many likes. My self-esteem is basically based on social media posts. So thanks for watching, guys. If you do want more on this build, it's been a long journey already, just getting the stupid thing and all the stress that came with that. Definitely subscribe if you guys want to see more. Lots more coming on this. We are finishing up the electric CB750 here pretty soon though. We may have to be waiting on parts, so we may get started on this pretty soon. So lots more to come. Definitely hit that subscribe button, smash that freaking like button, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.